Our topic with my sister in the subject or course, Purposive Communication, can be found in Lesson 20, Speeches and Public Speaking. Have you ever experienced being volunteered by others to speak in front of the class, of a crowd, of an audience? Were you clueless of what to say, what to do, what to share? Did you feel numb and stuporic on stage? Are you afraid to do public speaking? Well, worry no more, because by being able to have knowledge about the fact to speak publicly, you can now better address such concern. Public speaking was defined as face-to-face communication method. Public speaking uses speech as a medium to communicate to a group of listeners known as the audience. It is a means of speaker to deliver the message they would want to convey. It can it can inform, influence, and even entertain people in that group or in a class or in an audience, in a crowd, during classes, during fellowship, during campaign, during whatever public speaking it can be. So why should you do public speaking? Here it goes. Necessity, as soon as to be professional, you must or we must accept the fact that you need to address a crowd at some point of your career. Before that day comes, be sure that you already up to the challenge. So, as young or an aspiring teacher, aspiring professional someday, we must accept the fact that we will be able to do public speaking during classes, during symposiums, during graduations, and all public speaking must be. So there are some platforms. You need to have a platform where you can share your technical know-how in an impressive and interesting fashion. So some of the speakers that we have nowadays, they have the platform to do public speaking. There are so many platforms. So public speaking can be very good venue for you to exhibit your expertise and skills set for your language, your communication skills, and so on. Next is value. The act of speaking in public increases your level of self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. So, in public speaking, you can also have the value or expand or increase your the level of our self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. We can better express after at first time we will be speaking to public, we will feel so embarrassed, so numb, and so stressed because it is our first time, but so on and so forth. As you continue speaking in public, we can gain our self-confidence, self-esteem, and we will know our self-worth. Next, skills. Your critical thinking and listening skills sharpen by making claims, presenting evidence, and reason out logically. It is also furthers you can carry as you develop research techniques, organization strategies, and creative thinking. So in public speaking, we can continue to develop our thinking and listening skills. dili man pod sa tanang panahon nga mahimo tayong speakers. Sometimes we will be the listeners. So as time goes on and on, we will be able to make our own what we call this, our own strategies, our own techniques by listening. So makakuha ta og mga some point or some what we call of the unsay atong tawag na kanang mga points or mga basta kanang mga techniques, makakuha ta og mga basta kanan ay nagbalik-balik naman ko ani. So why do you fear public speaking? Here are some of the reasons. Fear of being stuttered at the stage, at the crowd, at the class. Parehas akong nahitabo karon nga unsa man to kanang unsa man to magbalik-balik mahimo redundant ang atong mga gipangsulti. Mao na ay isa sa rason. Fear of failure. We are afraid to basig kanang mahimo nga kanang imbis daghan kayo kag friends nya mahimo na noon nga hala dili man day siya ingana ka maayo kanang ga-expect sila too much sa imuha mo na dayon. Fear of rejection, mahadlok ta i-reject mo na isa sa rason nga nung maulaw ta or dili ta ganahan to speak in public. And fear of the unknown, mahadlok ta sa unknown nga mga tao or kanang maulaw ta nga i-express ang ato ang kaugalingon sa ilaha. Next, how do we address these fears? Here are some techniques. So unsaon man nato nga ma-address ang mga ang mga kahadlok nga atong gakabati during public speaking. Confront your fears. Since you are afraid to speak in public, convince yourself to do public speaking whether there is a chance. Whenever there is a chance. So, if someone tells you nga, oh, Miss Orapa, do this in the fellowship, you will be given the chance to tell your experience in the youth or in the class or in every groups or crowd, you will be given a chance to speak publicly. Through constant exposure to public speaking, you tend to desensitize yourself, which leads you to delivering speech as second nature. So, time after time, you will realize nga, ay, kuan man day, kaya raman day nako. Next, convert your fear. You need to realize that fear is actually energy ready to be unleashed, covered by the negative energy of being afraid to the positive energy of being excited. So, imbis nga mahimo kang kanang magulanon kay ano maning ako may gitagaan ani, ano maning nga dili man kumaayo ani. So, imong buhaton, imong hunahon nga I can do it. Mabuhat man gani sa uban, so mabuhat pud nako. This energy will help you become alert and dynamic. So sa ako pang gikaingon nga, ngano dili man ako mabuhat. Nga mabuhat man gani sa uban, so kay mabuhat man sa uban, mabuhat pud nako. It can give you courage to speak publicly. Next, control your fear like athletes who focus on their routines and maneuvers. As a speaker, control your fear by concentrating on how you will effectively communicate with your audience. So, as a speaker, we need to communicate to our audience. Dili lang po kayo magsigili tagtanaw sa ato ang mga PowerPoint or sa ato ang mga kanang platforms or sa ato ang kanang mga gipang sulat, mga take notes on how we will deliver our speech. You need to have the eye-to-eye contact with your audience. Use this tension as a source of power for emphasizes and convection. So, sa ako pang gikaingon nga dapat natay eye-to-eye contact with our audience so that we will gain confidence and ang atong still self-esteem, mag-continue siya nga mag-grow og mag-grow. Never compromise. Accept topics that you are most familiar with. Never compromise yourself to discussing things that you are unsure of. So, ang imuha pong dawaton nga mga topics nga speech sa imo or ipa-prepare sa imo ha is kadtoro pong naakay nahibalan or naay topic nga ihatag sa imo ha a week before or 2 weeks before ka mag-speak, nahatag na sa imo ha, so that you can study it and deliver it to the crowd, to your audiences, perfectly and kanang brief and concise. Doing so, it will increase your fear of committing mistakes and performing rather properly. So, kanang kung mabuhat nato ni siya nga kanang atong kung kato sa akong gikaingon nga ang ato lang i-accept nga topics is katong nahibalo na ta or 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before or a week before ka ipa-speech nakabalo na ka sa topic kay aron mas masadihan nimo makabuhat ka og mga kanang keynotes nga aron mas ma-deliver nimo sa imuhang mga audiences og nga kanang walay mistake nga kanang tuloy-tuloy o walay sayop. Constantly practice. So dapat na practice during aron ma-perform nato or ma-deliver nato to our audience our speech. Carefully cautious preparation and rehearsal decreases your stage fear. Remember, proper practice makes perfect performance. Hence, never fail to practice your delivery of the speech properly so that you can perform it perfection. So, kanang we need to read so that the topic we will be tackling to the audience will be understand by them and we can deliver it clearly, briefly, and concise. Be spontaneous. Unless you are tasked to deliver a memorized speech, never memorize what you will be delivering to your audience. So, isa pod siya sa kanang aron nga mahimo nga ma-address nato ang atong fear. Ato ang hinumduman nga dili nato memorizon ang atong dapat istorya. We need just to familiarize so that we can deliver it clearly and concise to our audiences. As one of the greatest public speakers, Winston Churchill would advise memorizing speech is like flirting with disaster. So, ang giingon ni Winston, kung ma-memorize ta sa ato ang mga speech, sa atong mga messages, we were just like flirting with disaster. Be spontaneous. Trust yourself. Trust that you can say what you want and meant to say. So, dapat ka nang familiarize lang nga or kung dili jud nimo kaya nga mag-familiarize na lang kay mga keynotes, K-text nga dapat kani muni diri nga part kani ang dapat nako isulti, dapat kani diri. So dapat naalang dili lang pud nato i-memorize ang ato ang mga speeches. Next, extemporaneous speech. This type of speech is a persuasive speaking event that involves only a little time for preparation, an outline format of what it is to be discussed, and no actual notes. So, kaning extemporaneous speech, mura ni siya during contests, nga ato ang gakabantayan during sa katupang napata sa normal nga kinabuhi nato katong napata magsige pa tag eskwela na mga program sa schools nga naay extemporaneous speech labi na og kanang English month or kanang sa buwan ng wika nagyapon na siya mga extemporaneous speech sa nutrition month, nagya po extemporaneous speech nga tagaan lang mong topic, then after 5 minutes man siguro na maghatag na inyo na din i-deliver yung speech. Competitive extemporaneous speech is a public speaking performance delivered for 5 to 7 minutes given a 30 minutes preparation. So 30 minutes dai. Sayop dito ko 30 minutes siya nga na preparation then 5 to 7 minutes lang ay mohang duration sa imong speech time. With this in mind, you must be very conscious with how you will be using your preparation time so you can be better perform your speech. Here are some reminders. So, naay mga reminders for extemporaneous speech. Here it goes. Number 1, use the introduction, body, and conclusion format or formula. Introduction. Should get your audience attention. So, sa introduction, dapat makot nimo ang attention sa imong audience. Should be linked to your audience interest. So, dapat ka nang connect siya sa interest sa imong audience. Should state your topic. Dapat dito na nimo i-state imong topic. Should provide response to the question. So, dapat ka nang mangutana kanang para sa itong pag-start sa ato ang topic nga napay pangutana gamay. Second is body. Should be limited to 3 main points. Should explain, support, and strengthen your claims. Should contain a concrete example of evidence. Dayon, letter C, conclusion. Should restate the question given to you, should refer back to your attention getting statement para sa so dapat imuhang balikon nga ang question nga imuhang gipangutana sa first part imuhang balikon kay aron nanamday na sila itubag pod. Should repeat the items or points you have stated. Should end with a very strong and convenience action inducing statement. So, dapat naatay ka ng mga in extemporaneous speech natay ang ato ang first is introduction, body, and conclusion. Next will be discussed by my ate. So, continue listening so that we can further know or further have knowledge in public speaking. Thank you and God bless everyone.
Okay, so to continue our discussion in having an extemporaneous speech, we always remember that we have our body of our speech first, and then followed by our introduction, and then our conclusion. And then the third one, we should remember we must focus on writing the outline of our speech, use a power words and keywords instead of writing the whole entire speech. So, unsa daw? So, kinahanglan, mag-focus lang ta or maghimo lang ta og gamay lang kayo nga outline or mga words nga ato ang himuon dayon nga ato ang atong himuon nga mapasabot sa ilaha ug unsa na siya dayon dili nga ingon nga kinahanglan nga muna imuhang topic kana pud tanan imuhang ikon kun dili imuha lang siyang i-summarize. And then kinahanglan nga mag-spend lang ta og maximum of 10 minutes upon writing and 30 minutes rehearsing our extemporaneous speech. And then the fifth one is practice with great emphasis and conviction. So, kinahanglan nga na atay makonvict nato ang atoang ma-emphasize nato og insakto ang atoang speech, and then convict nato ang atoang audience. Next, now we will tackle about impromptu speaking. Who knows here about impromptu, or what is your ideas about impromptu speaking? Now, I will discuss to you some important details about impromptu speaking. Impromptu speaking compared to an extemporaneous speaking, this type of speech is one that provides no preparation time at all. So unsa ang extemporaneous, you have 30 minutes to prepare, di ba? Now, the impromptu speaking is a type of speech nga wala siya'y preparation tungod sa iyang nga word nga impromptu. Now, to have a clearer picture, impromptu speaking is a highly comparable to the question and answer. So, unsa daw? Sa wala nakasabot sa akong first nga example, no nga kanang from the word impromptu, actual yun, diyan na. Na isa ka example or compared or comparable, ang impromptu speaking is like question and answer. So, mura na daw kaog nag question and answer. So, once you are given the topic of the question, you are expected to deliver your message that is organized, coherent, and entertaining for a maximum of 2 to a maximum of 5 minutes. So, unsa kuno? Kung maghisgot ka og impromptu speaking, kinahanglan nga paghatag sa imuha sa imuhang question or paghatag sa imuha sa topic, kinahanglan nga matubag nimo, ma-deliver nimo ang imuhang tubag, ma-deliver nimo ang imuhang message nga na-organize, coherent, and then entertaining for a maximum of 2 to 5 minutes. Diba ang extemporaneous is 10 minutes kung wala ko masayop. To deliver an impromptu speech, consider this tactical formula. So aron nga mahimo na to nga ma-deliver ang ato ang impromptu speaking or impromptu speech, ato ning i-consider nga mga formula o mga pamaagi. First, lesson. So, unsa kuno? Paminaw. Be attentive. Do not simply hear the question or the topic. Listen to it with your heart and mind. So, unsa kuno daw? Be attentive. Dili ka nga imuhan lang paminawon basta-basta lang ang topic. Nga maminaw lang ka nga, mauni ang topic. Nga kanang murag wala lang bitaw sa imuha ang pagpaminaw sa imuhang topic. Gawas og grabe ka og diri. Kanang ginatawag nila bright. So, kinahanglan nga maminaw ka nga sincere nga imong pagpaminaw sa topic aron nga mahimo nimo nga ma-deliver ang imuhang tubag or ang imuhang message nga imong i-respond sa ato nga or imong maistorya ato nga topic. Be attentive. Second, do not speak until the question or topic has been completely stated. So, naay uban nga, naay question. Wa pa gani kahuman og basa sa question. Naay mo tubag nga, letter A. Kundili, ang word mismo or ang phrase mismo, mo'y tubag. Bisag wala pa gani. So, dili daw na siya pwede sa impromptu speaking. Kinahanglan sa impromptu speaking nga mahuman pa ang question ay ka mo istorya. Now, make sure you are ready to speak before you even do so. So, dili kay abi kay nahuman na katong unsa to tawag ang question human na og hatag sa imuha or ang topic na hatag na sa imuha parehas ato ang impromptu speaking. Example of our impromptu speaking, parehas atong Mr. and Miss RCBMCFI, di ba? Ang uban nato dili pa kayo kay tungod sa taas na kayo nga time or pila na ka minutes nga wala pa sila katubag. So mo to nga nagtubag na lang sila. So mo nang ang uban ato wala nila na deliver ang insakto ang ilang thought. So, sa impromptu speaking, kinahanglan nga andam naka, kinanglan nga ready naka, ay ka mo istorya. Dili kay bisag dili pa ka ready, mo istorya naka. So kanang kuan kanang mag-focus ta sa toang topic or sa question para nga insigida og naatay mga idea na dayon ato nang ma-istorya nga clear or concise sa ato ang mga audience. Second, unsa tong first? Listen. Now, the second one will be post. Give your mind a chance to absorb the topic or question. So, mao ni siya. Akong giingon ganina. Nga kinahanglan nga, ready nimo ang imuhang kaugalingon. Tagaan sa nimo kadyot og mga 30 seconds to 1 minute nga kanang i-absorb sa nimo ba nga imo sang sabton og maayo ang unsa man ang topic or ang question. Now, gaze at your audience. Use eye contact. So, unsa ko no? Dito jud ka magtanaw sa imuhang audience aron tuloy-tuloy ang imuhang pag-istorya. Dili kay magbisag asa lang ka maglingi-lingi hangtod nga ma-distract na dayon ka sa imong makita sa pikas, sa imong makita diri sa pikas, ma-distract na ka, dili na nimo mainsakto og istorya ang imuhang thought. Dili na nimo ma-deliver og insakto ang imuhang thought. Now, give yourself time to think of your answer. So, we must give a time for ourselves to think the answer. Posing adds a little drama to your presentation. So, sa kunon, ang uban na apay mga intermissions to have a pause. Aron nga, ma-rest mong mind, makalma ni mo imong kaugalingon, o mahimo nimo nga ma-deliver ang imong thought briefly and concise. Then, smile. This exudes confidence. So, kinahanglan ta mo smile to gain confidence. Never use filters. So, ang uso karon palabantag filter. Pero kanya kong video, wala yun ni filter. So, sa kuno daw, never use filters. Now, the third one, deliver. Open your speech by repeating the topic or question. So, in having an impromptu speech, we must repeat after the host will give you the topic or the question. Before you answer the question or the topic, you must first repeat that topic or you must first repeat the question. Like for example, the question is hashtag uswag kibawi or the topic is hashtag uswag kibawi. So, and upon starting your opinion, upon starting giving your thought or your opinion, you must say hashtag uswag kibawi. Hashtag uswag kibawi is this and this and this and those and ana-ana siya. Ana dapat. You can simply agree or disagree with what is to be discussed if applicable. Stay focused and express only what is essential. So, kinahanglan nga mag-focus ka o kinahanglan nga ang imong may istorya din ha katulang importante. Dili na daghag. Unsay tawag ato? Dili na daghag filters. Dili na daghag kanang mga drama-dramas kinabuhi. Remember the introduction, body, conclusion, formula. So, kinahanglan gihapon sa tuang impromptu speech natay introduction sa tuang speech, and then ang body, and then ang atong conclusion. Limit the body of your discussion to 3 main points. So, unsa kuno? Atong limitahan ang body sa ato ang discussion, taman lang 3, kutob lang sa, or katong mga importante lang yun. For example, 3 main points. So, kung unsa man to, unsa yang ngalan, pila iyang edad o asa siya nag-eskwela. So kana lang ang dili kay nga ingon ana nga detailed gyud nga kanang bisag dili na importante imo pang istorya. Use for better presentation of your body, use what we call this one? Mnemonics. So for our better presentation. Now, the fourth one and the last one. Never repeat your entire response. Summarize your main points by restarting your mnemonics. Look at your audience for the last time and then smile. So sa end na, dili nimo balik-balikon ang tibuok na imuhang response, and then kinahanglan nga nakasummarize ang mga points, and then focus sa audience, and for the last time you must smile. So unsa kuno ang 4 tactical formulas to have an effective impromptu speech? First is we must listen, and then the second one is pause. The third one is deliver, and then the last one is end. So that's the end of our discussion about the impromptu speaking. Hope you have learned something about impromptu speaking. Now, here are some strategies you may want to consider. Express your opinion about the topic. Provide a cause and effect discussion of the topic. Discuss the past, present, future in relation to the topic. So, naapoy mga strategies diri nga imuhang gusto nga i-consider. Ma-storya nimo ang imuhang opinion about sa topic. Ma-provide ang cause and effects sa discussion sa topic. And then ma-discuss ang past, present, o future sa topic. But regardless of how your speech goes, and never apologize, do not be sorry for what you have discussed. So, kung unsa daw kuno imong nastorya, never apologize. Never ramble. Speak in a piece that is relaxed. It should be placed. Speak in a place that is relaxed. Never be repetitive. Never invent. Sincerity and honesty are keys you should value as a speaker. So, unsa kuno daw? Never apologize. Never ramble. Never be repetitive, and never invent. So, those are the impromptu speech, and that will be the end of our discussion. Hope you understand and you have get some of important and have take down notes of it. Thank you, and that's all.